All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and change the oil. So we're gonna want, I think it's an 8mm to take off the under tray. I just find taking off the under tray before warming up your car makes the most amount of sense, because you don't want to be under there when it's actually already warm. And I've already lost one. Interesting, all right. Am I missing any more? Possibly missing one over there too. All right, well that's interesting. Also, if you're ever wondering, this is where your jack point is for the front of the car. Let's just put these all there. And if you're gonna do this, just remember, so you don't drive over the backs and oh. And there you go. So your drain plug is right here. I have an aftermarket one. I just got this off Amazon for like $8. It has a magnet at the end, just so any particles kind of just come and stick to it, and then you get a lot more out of the oil versus getting cycled through the engine and going through the filter and clogging the filter early enough. All right, well, let's turn on the engine and get this thing up the temp. So I already have my car jacked up inside, so I'm gonna turn it on and run it in here because it's already warm and outside, it's like -8 degrees out. Just remember, if you're going to warm up your car in your garage, open the garage door and don't stand here with it, or you're gonna have a very bad time. All right, so let's see. All right, now that we have the engine up to temp, we are gonna let it sit for 15 minutes. So this is mostly just to get the oil that's been circulated through the system to drain back down into the oil pan, just so when we drain it, we do get as much old oil as we can. All right, so I just waited 15 minutes, now 15 minutes are up. I do believe it's a 13 on the oil drain. Let's get some gloves because it is going to get dirty. All right, so apparently I was wrong. It is 14. So let's see if you feel this. This is actually quite toasty. So, whew. All right, so let's loosen that. Bring the bucket over. And this is probably gonna shoot a little bit. I think last time I hit this bar. So aim your bowl so this part here is at the left edge, and your best case is to catch all of it. And there we go. So as you can see, it basically hit almost to the complete other side. I heard something drop though. Maybe that was just, I don't know. We'll see. And there doesn't seem to be much in the way of metal shavings on the magnet, which is phenomenal for the last time I changed oil.
But this is a 30,000 kilometer break-in, not break-in, but 30,000 kilometer change. So probably any kind of metal flakes or metal shavings from the engine just being broken, it would have happened after the 10,000 kilometer one or the 20,000. So 10,000 is gonna be the most, 20,000 is gonna be second, and then this is what's left after that.
So as you can see, actually in the lights, there is almost nothing on the actual magnet itself, which is a very good sign. All right, so I've taken off the cap just so when it's draining underneath, I don't know if you've ever drained anything, but if you have air being able to come in, it'll drain a little bit easier. Right now, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's just pretty much trickling out underneath. So what we're gonna do is swap out the oil filter. This is not the oil filter I want. The oil filter I want is over here. So part number 276-180-0009. Depending on what year you have, in the system they'll either give you a bigger one or a smaller one. You do want the bigger one. The smaller one is for like the C400, I think, and it's kind of swapped out and it's weird. So you could most likely twist this by hand, especially once it's warm. And I have my crush washer taped to the bottom so I don't lose it. Because very, very easy to get lost. So make sure to put it somewhere clean. Wow, there's actually quite a bit of oil just like left up there. So it is still draining down. I'm not quite sure if there was a reserve cut there, but we'll see. So to get this out, you pretty much just give it a good little yank. It could host quite a bit of oil still, so hopefully just don't throw it everywhere. Why is it so hard? There we go. So I'm gonna press that right in there. I'll probably come back to it. Nothing major in there. So what you're gonna want to do, get your new oil filter. And we'll pour whatever's left right down that drain. It'll slowly make its way. All right. So let's just go straight in. Give it a little tap down. It should lock in there and not move around. So we're going to be using Liqui Moly 0W40, mostly because I'm in a cold climate. So I have opted for the lower W rating just so it kind of flows a little bit better. So, I mean, this is where things gonna get slightly tricky. There we go. Probably pour a slight bit more. There we go. Paper towel. So the other thing you're going to want to do is don't forget to change this O-ring on here. So, I mean, with this one, you don't really care, so you can use any sharp object. There you go. New one's in the box here. Be sure not to... did I just break it? No, I didn't. Whew. All right, and then take a little bit of oil and just run it around the O-ring itself so it seats correctly and you don't get any pinching or anything of the sort, because you don't want to nick the O-ring. All right, so that's ready. We're gonna leave that there. And then just let the oil, I can still hear it draining out the bottom. So that's basically all the all the oil that was in the engine kind of just dripping off everything and going out. You don't have to wait that long for it, because a little bit of old oil is not gonna really do anything. I'm just OCD as shit. So we're gonna let that drain out. Probably pour a little bit more. It takes 30 seconds to actually do it, so I don't mind. So O-ring on. Turn this back in. Only hand tighten this. Do not go super crazy because it is plastic. So hand tighten. That's never coming loose. All right, we're gonna keep letting it drip a bit out of the bottom. Once it stops, then we'll fill it back up. Is recording? Yeah. All right, now that drain plug's back in with crush washer, I bought these. Basically, I just fill it up till it gets to the top, and then once it gets to the top, you can take it to dump, and they'll collect any old oil as long as it's commercial or private use. So change your own oils, they can take that for free actually. So instead of doing it like bit by bit, this is probably gonna do 4 or 5 oil changes before I actually have to take it and go get dumped. All right, let's get that out of the way. I'm pretty sure the crush washer fell in here somewhere. Yep, there it is right there. There's old crush washer. And we're basically just gonna let that drain until the majority of the oil is drained out. There we go. Yeah, 5.28 quarts to 5 liters. So we need 6.5 quarts, which is going to be just over probably 6.3 liters. So we'll see. Easy does it. There we go. All right, so there is 5 or 5.28. So apparently, I'm actually gonna try this. You're supposed to go this way. This way you won't get the chugging. Don't know where I saw that. I mean, it makes sense, but then now, when you get to the end of it, all right, so now that we have that in, we are gonna check the oil before we put any more in. Usually 2 of those are enough. Oh, there we go. All the way down. Oh my God, they definitely don't want moisture getting in there. Understandably, but Jesus. So it is perfectly at 50%. I am gonna top up just a tiny little bit more. I rather it slightly high than slightly low. So where's this half canister that we had? Right over here. So how much is in this now? Oh, good. Okay, there's notches on the side. No measurements with the notches. All right, well, fuck it. So this is half a liter. But if you do not let it fully drain out, you will have leftover oil in the system. So just don't go like max every single time, because you have the possibility of overflowing depending on how much you drain out before checking and filling back up. All the way down. Oh, Jesus. Now we're at 75%, which is pretty much exactly where I want to be. 75% of max. So we're good to go. So if you're in Canada, 6.5 liters. How's this go? Perfect. So we'll get the ducts put back on and give the engine a go.